Imagine rebuilding your life after, well, after profound trauma. Not just surviving, but actually finding love, a new family. How does an author make you truly believe that journey is possible, especially when there's suspense kind of lurking around every corner? That's what we're diving into today. Now, you are experiencing a unique two-host AI conversation. This is powered by Google's NotebookLM, designed for deeper, more dynamic book analysis. And this is a bit of a bold new take on book coverage and extended analysis. It's more than just a summary, that we'll touch on that too. We're really examining how the author shapes their argument, builds influence, and, crucially, earns or sometimes loses your trust. The idea is to give you tools to read with sharper insight, maybe help you decide if you should read this book. It's also great for aspiring writers, we think. And hey, if you find this format valuable, please let us know. Your feedback really helps guide what we do next. Okay, so today we are immersing ourselves in Catherine Cowles' Ashes of You. This book, it introduces us to Hallie. She's a woman whose past is just scarred by this unspeakable trauma, forcing her to basically flee her old life.
Yeah, she lands in this new town, Cedar Ridge, hoping for anonymity, right? A chance to really start over.
Exactly. But starting over isn't just about running away. It's about healing. And that's a path she finds herself, maybe hesitantly, walking alongside Lawson.
Lawson, the single dad, still grappling with his own losses. He's a small-town mechanic, kind of gruff on the outside, but you quickly see he's got this deep well of kindness.
Right. Doing his best with his two kids, Willow and Silas. And as Hallie slowly, carefully starts to open up, she forms this tentative connection with Lawson.
And not just him. She gets drawn into his family's orbit, the whole Cedar Ridge community, which is really tight-knit.
Which is why this isn't just a romance. It's really this profound exploration of how external threats, and they do start to resurface from her past, how they tangle with that internal struggle. Building trust, finding a place to belong again.
It digs deep into themes of emotional trauma, resilience, which is huge here, and the transformative power of love, not just romantic love either.
No, absolutely. The found family aspect, the community support, that's huge. It's about how those connections become her anchor, even when danger is closing in.
What's really compelling about Ashes of You, I think, is how Catherine Cowles takes these really heavy, poignant themes like trauma, resilience, love's healing impact, and weaves them into a story that feels both incredibly tender and, at the same time, genuinely thrilling.
Tender and thrilling. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, it's not just a love story. It's powerful. It's about rebuilding from the ground up. And those unique bonds, family, community, they play an absolutely crucial role for Hallie. You watch her just carefully piecing her life back together, not alone, but through these relationships as they evolve.
That's a really sharp observation. Captures that dual nature perfectly. So, okay, to understand how Cowles pulls this off, this intricate balance, let's maybe explore the rhetorical situation. Basically, the core elements shaping the story.
You mean like SOP Stone? Speaker, occasion, audience, purpose, subject, tone.
Exactly. It's a fantastic framework. Let's start with speaker Catherine Cowles herself. How does her established reputation kind of set the stage?
Well, Cowles definitely has this well-earned reputation, right? She blends heartfelt romance with genuine suspense, especially in that small-town setting. So when you pick up her book, you kind of already expect a certain emotional depth, a specific type of tension.
So she has built-in credibility.
Pretty much. It pre-establishes her credibility with her readers. It's like she's making a promise. You're going to get a story that makes you swoon, yeah, but also keeps you on edge and handles complex emotions with real care. That existing trust, that's a powerful tool for her.
Makes sense. And what about the timing, the occasion? Published in 2024, it feels pretty relevant, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Ashes of You taps right into current conversations around mental health, resilience, that whole concept of found family, which is so resonant now.
Right.
It reflects a bigger trend, I think, in romantic suspense. Readers seem to be looking for more than just, a surface-level love story. They want narratives that tackle deeper psychological stuff, communal themes, stories that acknowledge the struggle, but still offer hope.
So who's the main audience then? Who is Cowles really writing for here?
The primary audience. Definitely romantic suspense readers, especially those who love a good slow burn romance, the found family trope, stories that give you that emotional catharsis.
But you think it reaches wider?
Oh yeah, for sure. The themes resonate more broadly. Anyone interested in trauma recovery journeys, complex family dynamics, or just rebuilding a life after things fall apart, it kind of invites you to reflect on your own resilience,
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so beyond just entertaining us, what's Cowles' main purpose? What's she trying to do with Ashes of You?
Well, she definitely aims to entertain and engage emotionally, that's clear. But I think her purpose goes deeper. She seems to want to inspire hope, encourage reflection on healing itself.
So it's entertainment with a message.
Kind of. By weaving the suspense and romance together so skillfully, she wants to thrill you, yes, but also provide this relatable experience through Hallie's struggles, her triumphs. She wants you to feel Hallie's journey, cheer for those small victories.
And that journey, Hallie's recovery, the relationship with Lawson, the found family, it's all delivered with a very particular tone, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. The tone is this really meticulously crafted blend. You get that palpable sense of suspenseful urgency, crucial for the genre, but it's also shot through with tenderness, this quiet strength, and a cautious optimism.
Cautious optimism, I like that.
It allows for these moments of real emotional depth, vulnerability, but then they're right up against those pulse-pounding, high-stakes parts. You feel Hallie's fear, absolutely, but you also feel that little spark of hope starting to grow.
Okay, let's unpack this even more. Let's look at the rhetorical appeals, how Cowles builds that influence, earns our trust. Let's start with ethos, her credibility within this story. How does she establish that?
Cowles builds credibility through, I'd say, incredibly believable depictions of trauma and its aftermath. And the law enforcement stuff feels pretty real, too. It's not superficial. She crafts these nuanced characters whose reactions, their motivations, feel genuinely authentic.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Like when Hallie has a panic attack triggered by a sound. Cowles doesn't just say she had a panic attack. She might describe, the sudden suffocating vice around her chest, the world blurring, the past slamming into the present. It's visceral.
Shows, doesn't just tell.
Exactly. And the narrator's empathy for Hallie, plus the really respectful handling of sensitive topics like PTSD, that's key. It earns your trust because you feel the story is told with care, with authenticity. You believe her pain.
You really feel that come through. Okay, now, pathos, the emotional appeal. This book definitely aims to make you feel things.
Yeah.
Deeply. How did she pull that off?
Pathos is huge in Ashes of You. It's where Cowles really shines, I think. She uses this vivid, evocative prose to detail Hallie's anxiety, which can be crippling, but also her hope as it slowly, almost shyly emerges, and her tentative steps back into family life.
It's the internal stuff that gets you.
Totally. The raw vulnerability in both Hallie's and Lawson's internal monologues, it just invites deep empathy. You're not just watching them feel, you're kind of experiencing their emotional landscapes with them. Like Hallie's longing for connection might be described as a raw, tender ache beneath her ribs, or Lawson's protectiveness as a fierce, unspoken vow. These glimpses make it all feel incredibly personal.
Yeah, it's like you're right there inside their heads. Okay, what about logos? The logical structure, the plausibility? How does Cowles keep it feeling real, even with all the suspense?
Well, the story follows a logical progression, both for the suspense and the mystery elements. But Cowles also grounds it all in realistic conflict resolution.
Like the parenting struggles.
Exactly. Lawson dealing with everyday single parenting stuff like soothing a kid's nightmare, or just the slow, careful process of building trust between two people who've been deeply hurt. It's all rooted in plausible character motives.
So Hallie's caution makes sense.
Completely. Her hesitations aren't just plot devices. They stem from real, ingrained fears. That makes her gradual acceptance of Lawson and the kids feel earned, feel believable, even when the external stakes get incredibly high. You feel like, yeah, these characters would react this way, given who they are and what they've been through.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Looking at the specific strategies Cowles uses. First up, that narrative structure, the dual point of view. Why does that work so well here?
Oh, the dual POV is super effective. It lets the book parallel Hallie's and Lawson's individual healing journeys. You get inside Hallie's head, her battle with the past, but you also see Lawson wrestling with his own grief, his protectiveness as a dad.
And it blends the romance and suspense.
Seamlessly. The structure intertwines them perfectly. And the pacing is managed so well it supports both their emotional growth and keeps that plot tension humming along. Understanding their vulnerabilities from both sides, that really deepens your investment in them connecting.
Definitely adds a layer. And her language, the diction, word choice, and syntax, sentence structure, how do those play a role?
Cowles' language is, well, it's evocative, but also really accessible. She's clever with sentence structure, too, varying it to heighten emotion or control the pace.
How so?
Like during moments of high tension or when Hallie's trauma surfaces, you'll get these short, almost clips sentences. Breathe. Just breathe. The shadows lengthened. Creates urgency, panic almost.
Right.
But then in comforting scenes, maybe Hallie bonding with the kids, the sentences become longer, more flowing, creates a feeling of warmth, safety. The gentle murmur of Willow's story began to mend frayed edges she hadn't known could be repaired. That subtle shift in rhythm, it really impacts your emotional ride. Makes you feel the tone shift.
It's like she's controlling your heartbeat with punctuation. Clever. Let's talk characterization imagery, especially Hallie's resilience. How does Cowles make that feel so real, so persuasive?
Hallie's resilience is just core to the story, right? And Cowles shows it. She doesn't just tell it. It's rendered through her actions, not just her thoughts.
So we see her being brave.
Exactly. We see her making the first move, maybe hesitantly baking cookies for the kids or actually standing up to a threat. We see her actively integrating with Lawson's family, not just passively accepting them, but seeking out individual connections, reading to Willow, helping Silas. This actor portrayal makes her strength totally persuasive. You witness her courage step by tiny steps sometimes.
And the suspense. It's not just historical trauma, there are present threats too, right?
Yeah.
How does she use foreshadowing effectively?
Oh, absolutely. Cowles is great with strategic mystery and delayed reveals. She'll drop these subtle hints of a suspicious car maybe, a misplaced item, just a fleeting glimpse of something odd. They don't immediately click, but they build this background hum of unease.
Keeps you guessing.
Totally. It keeps you invested, especially when those threats start to crystallize. Coming back from Hallie's past, you're constantly asking, who is this? What do they want? It cranks up the stakes and makes you need to turn the page. It's textbook tension building, done really well.
Just a quick note here, you can dive deeper into thought-provoking analyses like this one on Mindful Moments. That's our YouTube channel. We offer AI book analysis, summaries, critiques, all aimed at inspiring reflection and rational thought. Okay, moving on. The emphasis on family, that found community, it seems like a massive source of persuasive power in this book. How does Cowles manage that?
It's absolutely central to the emotional core. And yeah, it's persuasive power. Cowles really focuses on Hallie's integration not just into Lawson of immediate family, but the wider Cedar Ridge community, too.
So we see her connecting with the kids individually.
Yeah, you see these unique bonds forming, like a quiet understanding with Willow, maybe more playful banter with Silas. These aren't just side details, they are active parts of her healing journey. The whole theme of belonging, acceptance. It powerfully underscores the idea that healing isn't solitary, it's communal. It makes you believe connection is possible, even after the absolute worst.
Okay, let's pivot slightly now to evaluation. How effective is Ashes of You overall? Did Cowles achieve her purpose with this blend of suspense and romance? How does it land with the reader?
I'd say she definitely did. That blend achieves a really lasting emotional resonance, largely because of its authenticity, I think. The book gets a lot of praise for its nuanced take on healing after trauma. It manages to evoke deep empathy, but also this sense of enduring hope.
So it delivers on the promise.
Fully. It entertains, engages, inspires, leaves you with this strong impression of resilience, connection.
Yeah, it delivers.
And her rhetorical choices. How well do they match what the audience expects from this kind of book, this genre? Oh, they align perfectly. Often they even exceed expectations. The slow burn romance, the found family element, the suspenseful twist, they're all genre staples, right? But Cowles executes them with such depth and care. It creates this really strong, almost personal connection with her target readers. It's what they came for, but delivered with maybe an extra layer of emotional intelligence.
That interplay you mentioned earlier between the danger and the comforting family moments sounds like it creates real emotional complexity.
It absolutely does. That constant back and forth between the looming threat from Hallie's past and these tender, comforting moments with Lawson and the kids, it generates genuine emotional depth.
And the vulnerability.
Yes. The way Cowles contrasts Hallie's and Lawson's vulnerabilities, Hallie's very raw fear, versus Lawson's quieter grief, that shows real rhetorical sophistication, I think. It's not just showing trauma, it's showing these varied, complex paths towards coping, healing, and finding strength together. You see their separate journeys start to converge and actually strengthen each other.
You know, it's interesting. I've heard some readers react differently to how quickly Hallie seems to integrate into Lawson's family. What's your take on that? What does that tell us?
That's a really great point, actually. And it touches on those advanced considerations. Some readers do find her quick integration maybe a bit idealistic, a little too fast, perhaps, given the severity of her trauma. They might question if someone that wounded could bond so quickly.
But others see it differently.
Right. Others interpret it as this powerful testament to her resilience, her deep capacity for trust. They see it highlighting how strong connections can form quickly in truly supportive found families.
So it sparks debate.
Exactly. And that invites you, the reader, into critical thinking and makes you consider different views on narrative time versus emotional development, how a story can reflect different truths for different people. It really highlights the conscious choices an author makes, doesn't it?
So wrapping things up, Ashes of You really does stand out for its rhetorical effectiveness, wouldn't you say?
It truly does. It's effective in its emotional focus, its character-driven suspense, and that really resonant, realistic depiction of found family and trauma recovery. Cowles masterfully uses genre conventions, but also pushes them, offering this nuanced, heartfelt communication. Reading it this way, it gives you tools, right? Tools to see how these stories are built, making you appreciate the craft even more.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If a book can be crafted this meticulously, designed to evoke such specific emotions and perspectives, what other stories out there might be subtly shaping your understanding of things like resilience and trust? For an even deeper dive, you can click the link on screen for the in-depth book summary. Please subscribe, share, maybe purchase via the link if you're interested, and always remember to think rationally. See the many genre-based book podcasts at Mindful Moments. Subscribe and nourish your mind on the go.